Oh, her warning.
Yeah, this is a girl who says that man
well,
has trouble.
This did happen to me, and it was a he. And I went right ahead and married the guy, and it was Gary.
Title: Before she died, Lucille Ball revealed the harsh truth about Hollywood's biggest stars. Behind the bright lights of Hollywood's golden age lay a world few fans ever saw. The glamorous smiles, elegant gowns, and dazzling premieres often concealed fierce competition, personal struggles, and complicated relationships. Few people understood this reality better than Lucille Ball. To millions around the world, Lucille Ball was America's favorite comedian. Her infectious laugh and groundbreaking television work made her a beloved icon. But behind the scenes, Lucy was also a shrewd businesswoman, a perfectionist, and a survivor in one of the toughest industries on earth. Throughout her decades in Hollywood, Lucille worked alongside some of the biggest stars ever to grace the silver screen. She witnessed friendships form and collapse, careers rise and fall, and rivalries that remained hidden from the public eye. While Lucy rarely attacked fellow performers publicly, those who knew her often described her as remarkably honest in private conversations. According to friends and colleagues, Lucille believed that fame revealed a person's true character rather than changing it. She often judged people not by their talent, but by how they treated crew members, assistants, and those who held little power in the industry. Today, we're taking a look at several legendary actresses whose reputations, according to various Hollywood stories and biographies, were far more complicated than the public realized. First comes Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford represented old Hollywood glamour at its finest. Perfectly styled, impeccably dressed, and endlessly disciplined, Crawford built an image of sophistication that endured for decades. Yet numerous biographies and accounts from people who worked with her paint a more complex picture. Lucille Ball and Joan Crawford crossed paths several times during their careers. One of their most memorable collaborations occurred when Crawford appeared on Here's Lucy in the early 1970s. Many reports suggest that Crawford maintained extraordinarily high standards on set and expected everyone around her to meet those standards as well. Some crew members later described Crawford as demanding and intensely focused on maintaining her image. Others admired her professionalism and dedication. Lucy reportedly respected Crawford's work ethic, but found her difficult personality challenging at times. What fascinated Lucille most was the contrast between Crawford's public image and private demeanor. Lucy understood better than almost anyone that Hollywood often required performers to create public versions of themselves. The question was always where the performance ended and the real person began. Next is Bette Davis. No discussion of classic Hollywood personalities would be complete without Bette Davis. Fiercely intelligent, brutally honest, and utterly uncompromising, Davis became famous not only for her extraordinary performances, but also for her sharp tongue. Even those who admired Davis often acknowledged that she could be intimidating. Her legendary feud with Joan Crawford became one of Hollywood's most famous rivalries, eventually inspiring books, documentaries, and television dramatizations. Lucille Ball reportedly admired Davis immensely as an actress. Few performers could match Davis's intensity or command on screen. Yet Lucy also believed that tremendous talent came with tremendous responsibility. Numerous stories from Hollywood insiders describe Davis as demanding, outspoken, and occasionally harsh with colleagues. Supporters argued that she simply refused to tolerate mediocrity in an industry that often expected women to remain silent. Critics saw things differently, describing her as intimidating and unforgiving. Lucille, who built her own empire through persistence and professionalism, reportedly preferred collaboration over confrontation. While she respected strong personalities, she believed that true greatness involved lifting others up rather than tearing them down. Then there was Judy Garland. Judy Garland remains one of the most beloved entertainers in American history. Her extraordinary voice, emotional depth, and magnetic presence made her unforgettable. Yet Garland's life was also marked by profound personal struggles. Lucy and Judy shared many experiences as women navigating the demanding studio system. Both understood the enormous pressures placed upon young actresses in Hollywood. According to numerous biographies, Judy's battles with addiction and health issues often affected productions. Delayed shoots, canceled appearances, and unpredictable schedules created difficulties for studios and crew members alike. Lucille Ball, known for her discipline and relentless work ethic, reportedly viewed reliability as essential. She had spent years climbing from minor film roles to television superstardom, and she deeply valued professionalism. At the same time, Lucy also recognized the devastating effects of the studio system on performers like Garland. Hollywood in that era frequently overworked young stars while providing little emotional support. To Lucille, Judy's story represented both immense brilliance and heartbreaking tragedy. Another unforgettable personality was Zsa Gabor. Charming, glamorous, and endlessly quotable, Zsa Gabor transformed herself into an international celebrity. Long before social media influencers existed, Gabor understood the power of publicity. Some Hollywood insiders viewed her as entertaining and charismatic. Others believed her public persona overshadowed her professional accomplishments. Lucille Ball reportedly had mixed feelings about performers who prioritized celebrity over craft. Lucy had spent decades perfecting comedic timing, producing television shows, and running a major studio. She respected hard work above almost everything else. Stories from industry events occasionally describe Gabor as dramatic and larger-than-life, characteristics that delighted some and frustrated others. For Lucy, authenticity mattered enormously. She valued sincerity and often struggled with people she perceived as excessively theatrical away from the camera. Then came Ava Gardner. Few actresses embodied classic Hollywood beauty quite like Ava Gardner. Her striking appearance and undeniable screen presence captivated audiences worldwide. Yet Gardner also developed a reputation as fiercely independent and occasionally unpredictable. Unlike many stars of her era, Ava refused to conform easily to studio expectations. She spoke her mind, lived on her own terms, and resisted attempts to control her personal life. To some, she represented freedom and authenticity. To others, she seemed rebellious and difficult. Lucille Ball understood independence better than most. After all, she shattered barriers by becoming one of television's most powerful executives. Still, Lucy believed that independence should never come at the expense of kindness. Various Hollywood accounts suggest that Gardner could sometimes be blunt or dismissive. Whether these stories reflected reality or merely industry gossip remains difficult to determine decades later. Hollywood has always thrived on larger-than-life stories, and legends often become impossible to separate from facts. Shelley Winters offers another fascinating example. Winters possessed enormous talent and emotional range. Over the course of her career, she transformed herself repeatedly, earning critical acclaim and multiple Academy Awards. But Shelley also developed a reputation for intensity. Friends described her as passionate, outspoken, and deeply emotional. Critics sometimes characterized her behavior as volatile. Lucille Ball, herself a strong personality, reportedly believed that emotional intensity could be both a gift and a burden. Great performers often drew upon powerful emotions in their work, but maintaining balance away from the spotlight proved far more difficult. Many who knew Winters remembered her warmth and generosity. Others recalled dramatic confrontations and emotional outbursts. Like so many Hollywood legends, Shelley contained multitudes. Perhaps the most surprising relationship in Lucille Ball's life involved Vivian Vance. On screen, Lucy Ricardo and Ethel Mertz formed one of television's greatest friendships. Audiences adored their chemistry and believed their bond extended effortlessly beyond the cameras. Reality, however, proved more complicated. Early in I Love Lucy's run, tensions reportedly existed between the two women. Both were strong-willed professionals, committed to creating the best possible show. Creative disagreements occasionally became personal. Yet what makes this story remarkable is not the conflict itself, but what happened afterward. Over time, Lucille and Vivian developed profound mutual respect. Their relationship evolved into genuine friendship, lasting long after their television partnership ended. Lucy later relied upon Vivian during some of the most difficult periods of her personal life, including her divorce from Desi Arnaz. Their story serves as an important reminder that complicated beginnings do not always lead to lasting bitterness. In fact, some of Hollywood's strongest friendships emerged from early misunderstandings and professional rivalry. Looking back on Lucille Ball's extraordinary life, one truth becomes clear. She understood people. Lucy knew that fame could magnify both virtues and flaws. She recognized that extraordinary talent did not automatically create extraordinary character. Most importantly, she believed that kindness mattered. Despite the rivalries, disagreements, and difficult personalities she encountered, Lucille rarely allowed bitterness to define her legacy. Instead, she focused on her work. She became the first woman to run a major television studio. She helped launch groundbreaking series. She transformed television comedy forever. And in doing so, Lucille Ball left behind something far more enduring than Hollywood gossip. She left behind a standard built on discipline, innovation, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to excellence. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson Lucy offered after spending a lifetime among Hollywood's brightest stars. Talent may earn applause. Beauty may attract attention. Fame may create legends. But character is what truly lasts. And in the end, that may have been Lucille Ball's most important revelation of all.